Hello. I have a special guest with me tonight, Danny from Cajun Hydroponics. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. The weather's beautiful over here. You can see got some sun the last couple of days. Some issues today with the tractor, but for the most part, cannot complain, man. It's been beautiful.
Nice weather. Nice. I'm just going to say a quick hello to everyone that's in the chat. Marilyn, Little Homestead by the Beach. Lynn from Bucket List Homestead. Her husband, David. We have Tracy from T-Hen 141. Destiny, that's my son's girlfriend. Robert, I think you're like number 6. It's good to have you here regardless. Sarah, thank you for stopping by. I'm back and ready for live. Awesome. I'm here. And just in time, saying hi to you, saying hi to each other. We have Angie also from Me and You Acres. I'm guessing Mike is probably not too far. We are having another snowstorm. That's something you don't have in your area, right? You don't have those issues.
We actually had snow. I've been out of school for 30. It's my 30-year class reunion this year, and we've had snow twice in the last 30 years.
Wow, the dream. Is everyone ready for draft tomorrow? I know I am.
Yeah. Look, here we go. Could be a lot of that tomorrow night.
Yeah. Are you gonna go on the panel with them?
Nope. I'll be doing an after draft live stream. Yeah, we can chat and gripe about, everybody that's on John's team is going to be able to gripe about being on John's team.
Hi, Patrick. No, you won first, Robert. You were like number 6. Marshmallow Man, Lewis, thank you very much for stopping by. We have Patrick. 5 minutes before it starts. My introduction is not as long as it used to be. It's only like 1 minute and a half now. Melissa Little House in the Big Woods, thank you very much. Super ready. Did you register, Lynn? I don't think she did. I also had another few friends that told me they were thinking about it. I don't know if they sent an email or not. Almost time. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
53 or 54 channels we're going to have this year with it going on.
Cool. 30th high school reunion this year. Nice.
We are old.
Yeah, we're getting there. I think we should have had 2 years ago, the 20th.
Oh, you still young.
I'm turning 40 this year. The big
Oh,
4-0.
I'm almost at a big 5-0 myself.
Oh,
Oh,
it goes by fast. It goes by
oh, yes,
fast.
it does. Sheena, hi.
So Lynn's not participating. We will have another 30 people t-shirt. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. We're at 19 right now, and if I keep doing it and people keep coming, um, it's going to cost me a lot of money after a while. um, I don't want to give any spoilers. I'm going to post a video tomorrow morning. Yeah, just look at it, watch it. Should be funny.
Looking forward to it.
Sheena, that's your Sheena?
Yeah, that's my wife. We call each other Chubs.
Awesome. I am the first captain in here. Yeah, first captain. Or maybe John is lurking somewhere in the
John's
background.
lurking. I guarantee you, John's lurking. He's too nosy not to worry about what's being said about him.
we, uh, we when we had our live stream, Robert and I, he didn't say a word the whole time. We were on for about 2-3 hours, and as soon as we left, we said goodbye. We just saw him like post a comment, "Goodbye, everyone." Like, okay, you were there the whole time. Just
Oh yeah.
waited the last second. You're not old, Lynn. You're not old. I don't wish that on anyone, Tracy. I'm always sick. There's always something going on. I had to start taking antibiotics today.
I
Throw it.
feel old. Chasing a 6-year-old at 49 years old, I feel old. And I can't send it back.
Yeah, sometimes you do stuff like just going into bed and waking up in the morning. I feel old. I'm sore everywhere. And 50 people. If we reach 50 tonight, I will do another hoodie giveaway. Is there any way I can mess up the word hoodie?
Hootie?
I don't think so.
Hey, I've been well, I'm gonna let you keep doing that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Telling everybody hi, introducing them.
You can go ahead. You can keep talking. Hello, Mike.
Oh, I was gonna say I've been watching Letterkenny the last 2 weeks so I can learn how to communicate better with my Canadian cousins for Shedwars.
Awesome.
Have you seen that show?
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
It's funny. it's funny.
Hello, Q. Sydney Scroll said hi. People still saying hi to each other. Go button. Yeah, if John's around. Yeah, I know, Tracy, you're older than me. Rub it in, rub it in. I think you have someone over. Greta's Garden from Newfoundland. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hikosante, Jotham, thank you very much for being here. Adventures with Outdoor Eagle. Thank you so much for stopping by. 47.5. I feel old. I used to remember. I remember when I was a kid. I used to think my parents were old when they were in their 30s, and now I'm about to turn 40, and I still feel young. Before all this started back in 2020, we were still playing soccer indoor, playing against kids, well, teenagers, people in their 20s, and we were still able to win and compete against them. Not because we were better, just because we played smarter. But the first few games, and of course, we always end up being the team that we have no subs, no spares. Try running for 60 minutes straight against kids in their like early 20s. They're in shape and they never stop. I kind of realized that I was still pretty good shape back then, but that was 3 years ago, so it's probably gone by now. Maybe. Yeah, when you hurt yourself without moving, you're old. So I must be old now. I have to get into sports again. Letterkinesiolaris, and it will make for great encouragement for our Canadian brothers and sisters. Canada is going to do great. I know it. We have some great Canadians this year.
3.5 days of growing season.
Yeah, but we do a lot of
You'll make
those.
your best out of it, that's for sure.
Completely understand that. Yep. At 40, you're still young. No super healing, but still young. Yeah. Uh, tell that to my kids. My niece told me I looked older than my mom. And my mom is like 58. She's going on 59. And she told me I look older than her. I'm like, come on. I used to run almost every morning. Then I got out of the army. I haven't ran since. Yeah, I used to run every morning too. And then I went to bed the first night and I was sore. And I stopped. Just a one time. Just a one time in the morning.
I used to run 3 miles in the morning, 3 miles in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah?
About 15 years ago. Yeah. Not no more. I don't even want to walk up the stairs at work.
All right, Robert. Hit the like button, y'all.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for reminding everyone.
Hit that like button, y'all.
Yeah, so we have 22 people in here.
Damn.
18 thumbs up, 19 thumbs up. Used to run many miles a week. It's something I've never done, really. Just go for a jog. Like I've tried to get into it, and the leaving is not that hard. It's the coming back. I'll get to where I want to go, then I have to come back, and I'm like, oh, why do I went like why did I go so far?
Why did I do?
Why do I have to go so far? Still run. I still run to the bathroom.
Oh, the older you get, the faster you got to be able to get to the bathroom too.
Yeah. If you see me running, you should run too because something is chasing me. Yeah.
Thank y'all for sharing that.
That's Lynn. Yeah, thank you, Marilen. Tracy, I have run Sinzo, but then we got indoor plumbing, so I don't have to get to the house anymore. It's getting too late for me. Good morning. Good morning to you too, Walderstead. It's what, 7? No, you're in Ontario, right? 8 p.m. there. There's a question I've been wanting to ask you for a long time, and maybe you answered it already, and I'm just dumb or I don't remember. What's the difference between hydroponics and aquaponics?
Aquaponics, you use fish waste, the
Okay.
poop and the urine from the fish to fertilize your plants. Hydroponics, you use chemical fertilizers. They do make organic fertilizers now that you're able to use. I've never used them just because of the cost. But yeah, that's the main difference. You use a fish tank or circulating the water through it.
Hi, John. Thank you for stopping by. The newcomer. Awesome. Another Canadian. I should have talked to him. I think it's too late now for Shedwars for registration, but he would have been another good candidate.
They have till tonight at midnight, I think.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
We still say Shedwars, but the official name has changed to Global Gardening and Homesteading Community.
GGHC.
Yeah. And if people are wondering what it is and you want to be part of it, I think you have until tonight to send an email either to Robert from Homestead Aquarius or John Willigro76 at gmail.com, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, and the point of the collaboration is tomorrow there's going to be a draft, 8 p.m. Eastern time. They pick the channels up in order, whoever picks first. It's probably going to be John because he's doing the coin flip, and he's the only one that sees what sides it falls onto. um, yeah, and then it's all about sharing our knowledge, and there's a little inside competition as well where you have to grow, harvest, forage your own food, and you weigh it all at the end of the year. Whoever has more pound wins.
All
We've
you
all,
win is bragging rights. That's
yeah, that's
the,
it.
the,
And
the main thing about Shedwars is learning, teaching, and making friends.
yeah,
We've been able to make some met you last year through this. We've met Abundant Acres. We met John and Robert. We've met a lot of great people. Ragnarok Prepper. A lot of great people we've met through here, through Shedwars or Global
yeah.
Gardening Homesteading Community.
Well, that's how I met most of the people in the chat right now. Gardening Warrior Q, Robert, you. Um, there's probably some more that I don't see right now, but like Lewis also, Marshmallow Man was in Shedwars last year. And it's fun. It's another way, especially this time, like everything is so expensive. You go to the store, like, I mean, it cost me $140 yesterday for grocery. I had nothing. I
Yeah.
came home, it's like, can eat that in a day.
We've been stocking up for a while, but we've also been we purchased 5 freezers, smaller freezers, but we've purchased 5 freezers over the last few years, and we're very happy we have because we've been able to get stuff on sale like leg quarters, boneless leg quarters. We picked some of those up a while back for less than half the price they were normally. We picked up almost 40 packs of them because of the price they were. That's the only thing keeping us, right now with everything because, like you say, the price of everything is ridiculous. We're
Yeah,
shopping
and
100% sales.
yeah, and I did the same thing. I had a freezer downstairs. We wanted to have a stand-up freezer, so we bought one for the kitchen. We have one upstairs now in the kitchen, and I find it easier. You put your like extra stuff in the basement, and all the stuff you eat regularly, like the kids can put their little pizza pockets in there, and
Right.
a few meat pies and stuff like that, ice cream, whatever. And then I realized this last summer that it's not enough. I needed one more freezer, so I had to go and buy another freezer, and it's full.
Yeah.
It's full.
It
Plus,
doesn't take long to fill them up.
no, especially if you hunt.
Yeah.
You get one moose, you fill up one cooler, one freezer. Gary with Pathways Homestead, thank you very much for being here.
I'm going to top my coffee off one more time.
Awesome. Yes, we are proud and thankful for the community, and it's like Danny said, it's mostly about meeting other people, working together to share our knowledge. I have a few ideas myself. I spoke to Annie earlier about it, and I'm going to be talking to other folks in the community, and we're going to try to do something a little different, fun this year. That's going to be a little surprise for Robert and John to show them this true spirit of the community. We raise all our own meat, beef, pork, chicken, rabbits, and have a few market garden. We don't go to grocery store very often. Lots of canned goods we make as well. See, you'd be a perfect candidate for Shedwars, or like we said, global gardening and homesteading community. Um, if you don't know what it is, go check out a few videos from the past years. And yeah, it'd be nice to have you on board, John. I know um, I've seen some of your stuff, and you'd be a great member to the team. The grocery malls are priced. Yeah, everything is crazy. I went to Walmart today to buy milk, and we used to go to Walmart to buy milk because we couldn't stand paying $7 for a bag of milk. At Walmart, that's the cheapest we can get around here, and it was $8.99 for a bag of milk at
I'm
Walmart.
not laughing at the price. I'm laughing. We're not used to getting a bag of milk. And I actually, watched some videos about Canada the other day, and it's like the lady was like, "Yeah, you can get a bag of milk over here." I'm like, never seen or heard of a bag of milk before. And when you said a bag of milk, that lady holding that just popped in my head, and I giggled. I wasn't giggling at the price. I did.
Yeah, I think you have about 4.5 liters, like a gallon maybe per. It's like 3 small bags, so I don't know. It's like a liter and a half per small bag.
Per bag.
Yeah, it's still pretty expensive when you think about
Oh
it.
yeah,
About $8-9 per gallon. That's crazy.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I had a guy call me tonight from up the road that wants me to put a solar system in his camp for him, just enough to run a small fridge. There's a lot of stories about that too. Here, the power is going up again. The companies keep bringing the cost up, and we don't understand why. Because it's probably the richest company in New Brunswick, and they want to rise the cost from 8 to 9%. I mean, I'm already paying $500 a month for my power, for electricity,
Cool.
and that's average for the whole year. Um, if you put the price up another 8-9%, we're talking about another $45 a month. Hello, BB Kearns, all in Homestead, Randall, right? Thank you for being here. Milk our jerseys and sending John's gifts. Most of what we buy is just junk food, non-essential stuff. There's a few staples we'll still need to buy. That's great, and I mean, we still got to live. Like, it's one thing to want to eat healthy, but every once in a while, you kind of have to go and treat yourself a little bit. Wallerstead will be another awesome channel to grow food and be part of the community. I don't know if they were in the past, or if it's something they'd be interested in. Just putting it out there. We have surprises for everyone, and it's going to be a fun year. Awesome. Can't wait.
One thing you didn't talk about when you was talking about the Shedwars or the GGHC was the kind of picking back and forth. You know, that's part of it. If you want to be a part of it, pick back and forth with John. I'm sure I'll be picking back and forth with Rim and some of the Canadian cousins. It's 100%. If you're not into that, you know, you don't have to be a part of it. It's a little side gig to make things a little bit funner. I love to make voiceovers, take people's videos and just add my Cajun accent to it. The mouths don't add up. It looks like a 1970s Chinese voiceover movie, but I enjoy doing it. It's kind of fun. I'll get 3 or 4 people to watch them. They're really funny with John because it just
It's John.
fun with John. Yeah, anything's fun with John.
But yeah, it's like you said, if you don't want to be part of that aspect, still want to be part of the community and grow your own stuff and be part of what we're doing, still very, very good.
Yeah.
I was a little bit more on the shy side last year. I didn't participate much in those back and forth teasing and bullying kind of, but I'll be a little bit more into it this year.
And you don't have to, it's not, if you don't want to be part of it, we don't want people to think that you have to do it or you have to be part of it or you have to take it. If that's not something you're into, it's perfectly fine. It's a lot of the time I won't pick on somebody unless I ask them, especially like the voiceovers. I'll be like, hey, look, got an idea with this voiceover. You mind if I do a voiceover, take your video and do a voiceover? Never had anybody say no. Everybody but John, I send them the link and let them watch it to approve it before I do use it. John doesn't. John has to watch it, and everybody else get mad.
Just going to say good night to Lynn. Hope you feel better. And you don't have to be sorry. We have several sponsors already for prizes as we go along, and we are looking for more. Lots of games, contests, and prizes. and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of challenges too. Probably going to be the karaoke challenge again. There's probably going to be people challenging about the highest sunflower, about the biggest tomato like there was last year. There's going to be some more challenges for sure.
When if we do the karaoke challenge again this year, we need to set up from the start. If you do not put the right hashtag, we ain't saying we're doing it yet. But if we do the karaoke, if you put the right hashtag, don't come crying after we announce a winner. Well, I wasn't even in there. If you don't put the right hashtag, that's not our fault. If you don't email the right person, that's not our fault. It was a lot last year at the end of this, at the end of it. There was 3 or 4 people that had the hashtag spelled wrong and different things. And we want to get everybody into it and everybody to be able to see it. So just throwing that out there. Any special hashtag you take on, make sure you put the hashtag correct if you want to be included in the, the side stuff that's going on with it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. Mr. John, Robert, Q, there's a lot of people putting a lot of time and effort making sure that things run smooth. So let's try to help them out a little bit with the proper hashtags and kind of be nice to them, everybody but John. Kind of be nice,
You missed the post office by a minute today.
What you mean? The post office? You can't get your that's some North I-10 stuff right there. You go to the post office to check your P.O. box and they got you locked out. That's not right.
Yeah. Yep. They're always going after profit.
Yeah.
Always prepping and gardening and prepping. Good, beautiful evening to everyone in chat. Did you get the email? You won the T-shirt last week, and it should be headed your way now. You should have an email with the information. Where do you sign up? If you're really into it, like I said, you just have to send an email to either at willitgrow76@gmail.com or homesteadaquarius@gmail.com, and you tell them that you want to be in the draft. The draft is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and it's all good. It's all like fun and games, like Danny just explained. And at the end, it's whoever brings in the biggest amount of food, and we're 2 teams, and we're gonna be, still cheering each other and watching everybody's videos, and I still made good friends with people from John's team from last year. That's the way it is. It's a competition, but
it's a friendly competition. There's no set. If you don't want people to know how much you grew or how much weight you turned in, you don't have to turn it in. The weights are turned in by teams. Mr. Robert will announce his, and John will announce his weight, the team's weights. If you want to share how much you actually made, you can share how much you actually made. If you choose not to, it's some people grow on a balcony. So, I have 3 small greenhouses. I got some property I just bought. I sell a lot more than I actually use. We doing Shedwars the last couple of years. We actually help motivate us to be able to weigh everything. We weigh what we keep, but we do weigh a total to see what we got. And, we were approaching 3,000 pounds of just tomatoes last year out of the 3 greenhouses, 1,500 square feet of greenhouses. And we're adding about another 1/3 acre of in the ground growing and 300 feet of cucumbers and stuff like that. It does the motivation watching other people, especially when you make friends. I was picking on Rim earlier. I sent him a couple pictures from today. We have big, beautiful blue sky today, and I was on my tractor tilling and everything. And it's not, it's picking a little bit of fun, but in about 2.5 months, we're going to be 119 degrees above hell. And, Rim and them's going to be sitting over there at 75 degrees, still kind of wearing a jacket in the morning because it's going to be so cold, cool in the morning. So it really does help. At least for me, it helps motivate me, whenever it's hot and everything over here. I know I can go and sit down and watch people from other areas that are still able to grow. and it keeps me motivated for my fall planning. And it's a circle, helping each other stay motivated, and talking to them and everything.
Yeah, I thought y'all were crazy. I had to tell him that, like, we were chatting on Facebook, and then he's like, "That guy's crazy. Like, what's up with him?" I'm like, "It's just for show. It's just for show. Don't take him too seriously."
Who, me?
I think it was John.
No.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, he's being mean, giving you penalties and all that kind of stuff.
And that's something else we should, probably touch on a little bit. That you can get penalties. Don't take it too harshly. Don't get mad and quit if you get a penalty. We don't want to ruin it for everybody, but if you go to the marshal's office and you get a penalty, just keep going through it. You understand after the first or second time what that actually is, and you'll be hoping to get it. And one thing about the marshal's office, if you're lucky enough, you get a nickname. Again, if you're okay with it, you'll end up with a nickname. Mine's a swamp rat. That's what my nickname was, and it kind of stuck, and I like it. I use it in different things. They've had. It's fun. It really is. It makes the doldrum of growing and pulling grass and everything that goes along with gardening that's not fun. It gives you a little boost of energy with it. When you see the marshal's office pop up on your phone, it's like everything you're doing stop. Let's go see who's getting fussed at today.
Yeah, and I was like, what did I do? I still don't understand what I did. And then at the end, he's like, just go check out their channels. They're amazing. I'm like, what? He's been like complaining at something I did for the past 10 minutes. I don't even know what I did. And then he's just like, go check them out. They're great. Like, okay.
The
That's just
first
what it is.
2 seasons ago, he wouldn't even say that at the end, and he was catching so much flack for it. He had to be like, this is for fun. It's not,
Yeah.
You can with the hashtag, you can build your own little persona of, something a little bit different than what you actually do on your channel. Like I said, I took the swamp rat and I ran with it. It's not that far off of me because I do like picking and I do like confrontation, and I like having fun. I like meeting new people on the computer. I do not like meeting new people face to face. You go to the bar and I'm like, get away. I don't want to talk to nobody. I want to go sit in the corner. But
Sure.
You watch what you ask for, Rim.
I'll do a mail call.
You're gonna end up with a mankini, you too.
Oh.
Oh,
One of those.
She's the sender. That's the sender that everybody talks about, and that's what sends John and Robert and Q got some spices. Maybe Q got something. I think she's gonna open it on the live stream whenever we're done with this.
If you're one of mine, would love to see what you could do. One of your what? I'm not sure what you mean. I might be late in the chat. 10 minutes behind. I don't know. I want a surprise from you.
Doesn't know.
So the emails are there. Either John or Homestead Aquarius. Homestead Aquarius is Robert. Willow Grow is John. You send them an email saying you want to be part of the community, the challenge this year.
Yes.
It has to be done before the end of today. So do it quick. The draft is tomorrow. And they still want to go and check out your channel to be sure you're legit. And, you're not, like Robert said the other day, you're not like torturing poor cats and stuff like that there. We want to make sure you're not insane. But other than that, you want to be part of it. It's a good competition. It's a good way for me. It was more about pushing myself to grow more. And I see the difference now because what I did also in my document where I was keeping all track of how much weight I had, I also put the cost of everything I was growing. And at the end of the year, I had about $7,000 worth of food. in my freezer or on my shelves. That's a huge difference. And I was trying to imagine, like, if I wanted to go get a job, I would need to do about $10,000 because you pay taxes to get that $7,000. And then by making that much money, you end up paying more taxes. So I would lose more money. It's kind of a good way to work without having to pay taxes because it's food. You're not bringing in money, you're bringing in food.
Yep. $7,000 is more than I paid for my last two vehicles I bought. I paid 30. I have a set amount of what I'm going to pay for a vehicle. I try to find them underneath that, but that's basically the last two vehicles I purchased was $6,800 total between the two of them. I don't buy new.
Yeah, well, a lot of people do that. It's a good way to do it.
For Sheena, I do. Oh, wait. I see somebody needs the goat button. Here you go. Always gardening and prepping.
Awesome. 53 members right now with room for more. This is the year to jump in. Yes, because in the past, one of the things that changed in the past, you had to do a certain amount of videos to qualify. And a lot of people did not qualify because, like in
You
the
have to
UK,
do a certain amount of teaching videos.
yeah, it was teaching videos, not necessarily videos. And it was about gardening mostly. Now you can do videos about farming, about raising animals, about foraging, about all that kind of stuff, and you don't have any limit. You can do as much as 500 during the season if you want, and as low as one, as long as you participate and have fun. That's all we
If you
really
have a
want.
tip to share your tip. If you don't have a tip to share, you're still able to use the hashtag and put it in there with everybody else's. That is a big change from the last couple of years.
Uh, John, to answer the question, I don't know if someone already answered, but yes, it counts as long as it's what you can use for your own family. You can't go and harvest 10 beefs and say that it's for your family because you're not going to eat 10 beefs unless you have a family of 25. Um, but you know what I mean? Like, you have to be reasonable about it. Like, I get a moose, 300 pound of meat, it counts. If I go forage for fiddleheads, it counts. If I harvest, pumpkins, squash, zucchinis, cucumbers, strawberries, anything. If you do maple syrup, the final product counts. Like the maple syrup, you can count it. Um, if you go fishing, if you go hunting, it all counts. If you do chickens, turkeys, pigs, it counts.
Yeah,
And yeah,
you can't plant an acre of pumpkin and count the whole acre. 4 tons of
yeah,
pumpkin.
you're not going to eat it all.
Correct. And then
Unless you have like a specific way to do it and you can prove it on a video that you can preserve it and keep it for, I don't know, specific things, but I mean, it wouldn't make sense, right? Like, you just have to make sure it makes sense.
you.
We had a total weight of 10 ounces last season, and it was valuable from a dear lady that could not grow much. It is not about outdoing each other unless it's outdoing each other in love. Yeah. And to me, it was about beating myself, and I did 1,656 pounds, and I want to do more than that this year. And I know that some people, Annie from Back to Basics Homestead, she grows 1,000 pound of tomatoes every year. She makes tomato sauce for like pizza sauce, salsa, all kind of stuff, ketchup. Um,
We grow a lot of tomatoes, but we only end up using about 250 pounds of it because we don't save a whole bunch of it for, in sauces and different things like that. We don't eat a whole bunch of tomato sauces and pasta sauces and stuff around here like that. It's the main thing is fresh tomatoes. Oof, we love fresh tomatoes.
yeah, I know a lot of people love, for some reason I can't put tomatoes in my mouth.
Oh my.
I'll eat ketchup and like the sauce and all that, but I don't know. There's something about if it's cooked, it's fine. Raw, I don't know. I just
My stepdad and I, when he was growing up, he had a his dad. You know, it was some really tight times back then. His dad worked. He was a mechanic, and he'd drive back and forth. And there was always the crates of tomatoes on the side of the road when he was coming back from Venice, Louisiana, to the house. So he'd pick up a crate of tomatoes, you know, for relatively cheap, and they'd sit on the porch and eat saltine crackers, cut the tomatoes, you know, eat them on saltine crackers with a cold drink. So that's, you know, we started doing that quite a few years back, and you know, it's memories. You know, you don't realize how good a saltine cracker and a slice of tomato with a little bit of black pepper on it tastes with a good ice cold, you know, homemade root beer. Go.
yeah. Whenever you do something homemade, it doesn't compare. Yeah, can walk about 2-3 feet above mine. Also, so much snow still. Wonder if John's going to give me a new nickname other than Marshmallow.
Nope, I'm pretty sure you stuck with that, Lewis. The nicknames don't tend to leave.
Yeah, so I answered that question. Usually it's always you. Mm.
I don't know what she's talking about. She's from Ohio. She's
Not really, Marilyn. We just take time and chat, and I don't worry about what's going on in the chat as much. I'm 10 minutes behind. Coffee cup. Mooskini. That'd be funny. And I would go with it. You guys don't know me. Where did you get it?
Amazon.
It is really the ghost from Love and Thunder?
No, it's
No?
just
Okay.
I did use it in one of the videos last year. One of the voiceovers, I did get the actual goat sounds from Love and Thunder, and it was pretty funny. We were watching the video. We went watch the movie. We were watching the movie, and when they come out, Colt's sitting between Sheena and I. And when the goats come out and they start, we just looked at each other. It's like, gotta put that in the video. Sheena doesn't do a whole bunch of videos, but she comes up with some pretty good ideas. Hey, we need to do this. We need to put this in the video. You know, so
Awesome. That's
and
good.
she sends good mail calls.
Well, even if she's not,
NC-17 rated R.
yeah, even if she's not as present in the videos, if she helps in other ways, it's still just as good.
She does help a lot.
That's
We're
awesome. Some new recruits. Awesome.
She's talking about taking a weekend position and doing more around the farm since we're going to be expanding it and everything. We're gonna there might be a spot opening up where she's at right now, so she might take that, work Saturday and Sunday, and then be off the rest of the week, which would be great.
Paid $750 for my car. See, you're not the only one.
Oh no, I paid $500 before the truck I have now. I paid $500 for the 4 previous trucks I had purchased. They all needed tires, so it ended up bringing it up more. And I rode them, 4 or 5 years each.
That's good.
This is the first truck I have in the last 20 years that has air conditioning, though.
No problem, John. And yes, if you have maple syrup, that would also help. And then again, it's whatever you can bring in for your family.
Now, talking about the maple syrup, I know some of the people like Abundant Acres, they said they missed their maple syrup. If you are a new member this year, my understanding, and Robert could probably clarify it, if you were a member last year in good standings, you were able to continue to calculate if you got eggs or deer or certain things like that. You were able to carry that over to this season. If you're going to be a new participant this year, you're going to be starting from the day of the summer solstice. So the day that it starts, that's when you're going to start your wait at that point for
Yeah,
this
it
year.
starts in 10 days though. Actually, March
Oh yeah,
20th.
20th, something like that.
So
But
if you
that
didn't start your maple syrup, you're still good. You still have time. I know it's not going to start here for another 2 weeks at least.
oh, that's cool. I was just Abundant Acres had said that they missed theirs at their place. They missed it out. It was in early January, whenever
Yeah.
their maple was running.
My goal is just to make like a few mason jars as well. Like I have maybe like 10 trees tapped. I don't get much. It's mostly just for fun.
Yeah, we
I
don't
mean,
get any. Yeah, Mr. Robert. But before you put that, Mr. Robert did respond. He said, "Yes, off-season food counts for returning veterans. So if you're
yeah,
going to be a new participant, your wait will start the day of the new league year."
yeah, on the 20th of March. And hello, Amanda Factures. I think it's the first comment you put on tonight. Gonna make a lot of stewed tomatoes and okra.
Oh, I love okra. Oh, we're going to be planting a lot this year.
I've never had okra.
It's it can be intimidating. We'll say it like that. Some people are scared because it when you cook it, you end up with it can end up with a lot of slime. Um, it looks kind of weird, especially if you boil it. You end up with a lot of slime. A little bit of vinegar in the water when you cook it, or when you're boiling, a little bit of vinegar in the water knocks the slime out. When you're cooking it, because I like it smothered down, we put it in a pot and let it cook real slow for a few hours, and it comes out kind of like it looks almost like ground meat when you get it out, but it has the flavor of the rotel. If you put rotel in it and the seasonings, it doesn't really have any other flavor on its own. It's a really good side dish. You know,
Nice.
it's a good filler dish.
I have some seeds here, but I don't even know how to grow it. It's something that's gonna be like a test, maybe an experiment next year, or at some point this year, maybe I'll decide to just throw a few in the ground and see what happens. Um, I have
You
so
want to
much
plant
stuff going on that
the seeds whenever your ground temperature is about 65 to 70 degrees.
so
If you're starting them in the ground, right?
middle of
the
June.
Now, another thing, you can speed up the process of popping the seeds by soaking them in Clorox for a few minutes. There's a hard outer shell on the okra. You soak it in Clorox for 3 to 5 minutes. You'll start to see that shell peeling off, and then you rinse them off real good. Put them directly in the dirt. You only put them about a quarter inch in the dirt, and within a day or two, you'll start seeing it pop up. If you don't soak them either in Clorox or soak them in water overnight, it could take as much as 2 weeks, and you have to constantly water them because the outside shell is very, very hard on them.
Okay, good to know. Temple and Acres, thank you very much for stopping by. Fresh tomato mayo sandwiches. My dad loves those as well, but I just can't. Fresh tomatoes, like, not for me. But my daughter eats them like apples. We have maple syrup late this year, been a cold March. Awesome. So you'll be able to grab a few gallons and turn it into maple syrup, and it will count. Bacon and tomatoes, real sign of summer. Bacon and
Oh,
tomato toast.
onto BLT without the lettuce.
It's very, yeah, it's true that you could turn it into sugar, Tracy. So that's the video where it's explaining the rules, Marilyn. Emails back to John and Wallerstead. Awesome.
55. Can we need one more? Got to make it an even number.
Yeah. Kirgan, thank you very much for stopping by. Nope. He's just teasing Robert because Robert explained that the other night.
If you can it, you might be able to count it. Nobody's ever brought that up yet. Maybe you can get some dehydrated rainwater, save it in a mason jar, and then if you can figure out how to rehydrate it, then you can weigh it.
You were good with that rule. I don't think it's written yet. Not sure which rule it was. 10 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago. We're catching up. Tab the black walnuts. First time I hear of that. Yeah, that's Tracy. He is stirring up trouble. He's going to have some fun with you guys. The rainwater counts. Just weigh it in when it's stored in your veggies and animals. Good way to see it. All right. Take care, John. Thank you for stopping by. And I hope to see you in Shedwars. Rose, the okra in the oven. It's so good. Okay. Yeah.
Okra, yeah. Oh.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I love okra. That's a staple around here. Okra's in side dish for a lot of things or in a lot of things.
So Wilderstead and John are both in. Looks like the cats are safe. So 55 members. Is there anyone else we could convince? One more. More Canadians. Yep, more Canadians.
Yeah.
Billy. Angie's laughing. I'm not sure why, but who knows? Harvest ocean water and make salt. I'm guessing if you could use it, that's a good one. That's another tricky one. If it's something you can use for your family,
I don't see how they could say no. I mean, you wouldn't be able to weigh your water, but you should be able to weigh the salt.
Yeah.
Because you can save other herbs that are dehydrated and everything else. So you should be able to do that.
Yeah. And it's not like you can have like gallon full of salt and say you use a lot more than that in a year. Like maybe a gallon, something you could use. You would have to check your kidneys after. But I mean, you're not going to have a truckload. If you have 5 pounds, it's a lot.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. To take ocean water and make salt, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, I've seen it done. There's a channel from Alaska, I think. No, they're not in Alaska. They're in British Columbia, Western Canada. I don't remember their name. I think they're called Loving Off Grid, or something like that. They made a challenge of only eating everything they could grow, harvest, forage for a year, and I think they did it, which was awesome. Now I don't know if they had to take vitamins. Maybe there was a few things missing. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they accomplished their goal. 27 different trees. I knew about birch and maple, but didn't know about anything else. Okay. Nope, because you're not going to drink the water. You're going to eat the crabs after.
Oh, we caught up.
Awesome. Video of the process we will count. It's something I wanted to try for real. I live next to the beach. I could go and get some water, but I don't think the water is good around here. Too much pollution. I wouldn't try.
People's asked if I use the water from the bayou next to my house to water my plants and everything. And this, if I had to in a very serious emergency, I would have no issues doing it. But with the amount of farms and oil stuff that we have around here, the oil field and everything, um, I'm not going to do it on purpose. If essentially if I had to feed my family, I would, but I'm not going to do it to
Yeah, you don't
just
take
to
the
see if
risk.
I can.
Yeah. Coffee walks and whatever. Thank you very much for stopping by. Yeah, Jotham probably did it too, using Newfoundland. I don't remember seeing a video, but it would make sense. Maybe I just missed it, or maybe I don't remember.
I'm not laughing at that one.
This one,
Yeah. You know why seawater is salty?
there's a lot of pee.
The same reason that yellow snow's salty.
Yeah, a lot of pee. Oh, we caught up. We caught up. Start chatting again. We can get behind a little bit. Oh, let me take a few drinks of water.
Yeah, I sent you the pictures. We have a lot of tomatoes. All the tomatoes that I sent earlier, that was all the plants that I thought were gonna die last hitch. Well, the last time I was in about a month ago, they were replanted. They was, you know, an inch and a half tall, replanted them, and now they're up to 10, 11 inches. But we've been
Nice.
feeding them that the hydroponic solution about every 3 or 4 days. We'd hit them with some hydroponic solution. The plants in a greenhouse are up like 18 inches in the last 2.5 weeks.
My is itchy. I don't know why. Itchy. You gotta know how to survive. Totally. And I bought a new book, and I've been going through it, and they're showing pretty heavy stuff in there. Um, it's not something I expected. I expected to have a book talking about, if you get lost in the woods, how to survive, stuff you can eat, how to make a shelter. But they're actually talking about if something happens in the event that something bad happens, you might have to defend yourself. You might have to defend your farm. You might have. They're talking about that kind of stuff, and I'm like, okay, so there's actually some self defense stuff in there. Um, they're talking about bug out bag that you should have in your car, in your house, all that kind of stuff. How much food you should have aside in case of emergency and all that kind of stuff. It's very interesting.
I love that. That's the books I read. I'm not a big fan of normally reading. I read more books now in a year than I read my whole school career. But that's all the books I read: EMP, uh, carnal mass ejection from the sun, stuff like that. And it keeps me interested, but it always keeps me like, I read a book, then I call Sheena, hey, we got to stock up on this. It's
Yeah, a little bit like I am, I guess. I was at the store today and I saw those big gallon of water, 99 cents each. I bought 10.
yeah,
You never know. You never know.
exactly.
Plus, what I'll be doing is I'll be using those bottles after for my maple syrup. They're a nice
Oh,
size. They have a little hook, and I can drill a little hole in the bucket in the cap, and put my little tube right in it, and I don't lose any sap.
nice.
Okay, so does it? It probably doesn't taste the same as well. It's sea salt, so I've had sea salt before. Just waiting to harvest all the black walnuts around me and going to the French girls like held around here. It was a bad year for hazelnut here last year. Hopefully this year is going to be better. Usually hazelnut is fun to harvest, and it's just not as fun to open them up. But they're so tasty, so good. It tastes like sea salt. I was going to say something else and I forgot. Oh well. So once again, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, the draft. It's gonna be a fun year. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait.
Until you've been part of it, you're not going to understand the amount of fun that can be had if you put a little initiative into, you know, being part of the growing, then you put a little bit more into being part of the jokes and stuff on the sides, you can have a really, really great time. If you're not interested in the jokes, you can learn a lot, teach a lot, and you can make a lot of great friends just on that side of it. Stay
Yeah.
motivated. Because I ain't gonna lie, if it wouldn't be for Shedwars, the grass that I have now, it'd be 10 times worse than that if it wouldn't be for this, because I'm embarrassed to show it with the grass I have, and if I wouldn't be in this, it would be even worse.
Yeah. Just like you. I mean, it motivated me last year to do a little bit more. When you feel like quitting, or you feel like, okay, well, tonight I'm not going to do anything, and then you start thinking, um, no, I better um, get up and drop something. Better get up and get going on what I was doing. I hate when I drop something on the ground, on the floor.
I got in from work yesterday. It was 1 o'clock in the morning when I had got up, got in from work for my 2 weeks off, and it's like sit on the chair for a little bit, drink a little bit more coffee, start dozing off, and then all of a sudden, it's like Shed Wars is about to start. If I don't go do what I need to do, if I don't start today, I'm going to be a day behind tomorrow. And I had issues today when I was doing it, but I wouldn't even been at that point today if I wouldn't have went yesterday and got started.
Walderstead, that is a very good question. I don't think you can show any of that on YouTube, and I don't think you can eat it. So, nope, it wouldn't count. Just remember that it is family friendly. The content has to be, has to make sense. They try not to swear and all that kind of stuff in your videos.
We do late night lives. Um, we do invite the Shed Wars or the global gardening and homesteading community. We invite everybody to come in on those. Sometimes they do get kind of rated R, and most of the time we will put that in the thumbnail that it will probably be rated R. It is not specific, or it's not part of that community. You will see a lot of us there, but we do. It's late night, so it's a live stream. We don't tag it with the tags, the hashtags to be able to show it, but we do share, on the channels and stuff like that. We do karaoke once a month. Usually, if somebody has a channel, they're looking to try to get a little bit more hours. We'll do karaoke. You won't get paid for it because you will get flagged, as Rim knows. But you will get flagged with a copyright. It's not a strike. It's just a flag letting you know that you had a copyright in in the video. Your time still stays up that you got. So we've done it. It's been really fun.
Yeah, really.
John gets up there and sings. Mr. Robert will get up there and sing. Rim's gonna get up there and sing this year.
Yeah. Maybe.
We do have fun. I enjoy it. That's my one time a month that I'll drink whenever we do karaoke. It sounds horrible because we use StreamYard, and StreamYard is a conversation app, not a singing app. So there's an echo cancellation, and it's set to hold the stuff, all the volume steady. So whenever you start singing and you got music playing, it tries to put everything. One ends up getting drowned out a little bit more. It's never perfect. Some songs sound better than others, but we call it bad karaoke, and we have fun.
Yep. None of that stuff. Yeah, I know you can eat it. uh, yeah, that's the thing. Can't be shown, and yeah. So you can grow it for yourself. You can't put it on YouTube anyway.
People do.
Yeah.
Over here in the States, it's all over on YouTube.
It is controversial for too many people. We want to appeal to the masses. It is a miracle plant, but we must stay away from it for now. Yeah, and I get it. Um, it is still controversial around here as well, and it is legal. So, talking to each other. Oh, so Magellan posted the link to Wiko Santek's sea salt video. If we let it in, the peyote council will be next to lobby. Yes, always. And that's probably the thing that stuck to my head the most last year is the amount of people I met. Uh, most of you have never met in person, but I have you on Facebook. We have chat once in a while. It's doesn't have to be every day, but hey, what's up? What's going on? We keep each other posted on what's going on around, and I talk to Robert. Robert, at least once a week. We have a good chat.
Poor thing. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, for him.
No, poor you.
Oh,
I was texting
mom
him the
and
other
dad.
night. Well, I was texting him the other day, and it's like 15, 20 minutes past. He never responded. I'm like, man, I hope he's all right. I went to work. He texted me back about 2 hours later. Sorry, fell asleep while I was eating. It's like,
Hello, co-host. Oh, you're frozen. Oh, you're back. Okay. Get tired of seeing the crap. Okay, so if you're allowed to make adult content and have it shown in your videos, but just not for Shedwars. I didn't know that.
adult content, it's the, like we were saying, the talking and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
and
not
swearing.
adult content. Yeah. And you take that upon yourself if you put any swearing or anything in your videos. That's all on you. We're not condoning it for you to do that or anything. It's just Shed Wars is all ages. We have kids that do watch it, kids that do participate. Rim's kids do amazing with it. My little a-hole kid, he likes to do about 2 videos a year. He wants to do a video every year, every day, but he only wants to do 2 videos a year. He goes outside and that's it. He's done.
Underage. Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, he don't like it because he wants to be the only one for everything. He just pops up in here and starts running his mouth like that. Let's ask him, Mister. I could grow the tallest sunflower seed ever. He come out second in Shed Wars last year. His team came out second, and he placed third in his own sunflower challenge after running that mouth like that. That dude run his mouth like it was the Boston Marathon all year. I'm gonna win my son. I'm gonna show you how to grow some sun. Place third. Ask him who placed second. John, don't get started with me tonight, John. Don't you get started with me.
Herb spices we can grow in teas. Medicinals can be weighed for and counted. Yes. Animal husbandry count as videos that can carry the hashtag. Okay. And I believe me, Robert, going to be waiting a lot of them. Nice. Hello, Armstrong's Adventures. Thank you very much for stopping by. That is a good question.
Yes.
You have to weigh it after it's dehydrated.
Yes. However you're going to store it to be used, you can't add the water to it. So unless you're using it, if it's wet and you're going to use it right then and there, basically it's how you're going to use it. Just like with pecans, if you're going to take pecans, you're going to shell or walnuts. You're going to shell them and you're going to keep the meat because that's how you're going to save it to be able to use it. So the idea of with the maple syrup and the teas and the herbs and everything, if you're going to use the herbs fresh, you weigh them fresh. If you're going to be putting them in a container and drying them out, to use later on, that's how I want to do it. I mean, it's picking at straws, really. It's not going to make that big of a deal in the amount, but if you and that's my idea, that's my thought on it. I'm sure Mr. Roberts probably going to agree with it, but that's the way you want to look at it. However, if you're going to be storing it, the way you want to weigh it is how it's going to be stored at that point.
He said, "Wait, hold on." So I don't know. Fresh weights on everything counts. That's what he said.
Okay.
But it kind of makes sense. It's the same as an apple. You grab an apple, you weigh your apple, but you're not going to eat the whole core of the apple, all the seeds, and all
Okay,
that
but
stuff.
then why wouldn't you? And I'm just putting that out there, Mr. Robert. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just putting it out there on my thoughts, how the Cajun thinks, the swamp rat. If fresh weights, then why doesn't your maple water count as weight? Why do you have to produce it, boil it down into maple syrup? Don't poke the bear.
I think these are little exceptions, which kind of makes sense because I mean, if you start tapping maple trees, I mean, you can have a few $1,000s of maple water, and
Well, that
you'll end up with maybe 50 pounds of maple syrup at the end.
they discussed that in another. I might have been on your live stream. Somebody's live stream. They discussed it. It's the maple syrup, but that was just my thoughts on it, and that's why I'm not part of it. I just give my thoughts, and then Robert and John can straighten it out.
Hi, Darren.
Hey, Darren.
Fishing rodeo will start on opening day as well. Awesome. I don't even think I gave you my my amount of fish last year for the fishing rodeo. I don't even know what. Anyway, I had a few fish. I know I caught. It was a striped bass. It was 28 inches. I don't know if it was the biggest or not. So Robert's saying, "Wait, hold on." And yeah, if you wait after dehydrating it, you're not gonna get much weight.
Right.
So Magdalene freezes chamomile and hop to make her beer. Over 100 pound last year. See, and that's the thing. If you have a few like secret spots where you can go harvest, forage for stuff like that, it can go up quite fast. I harvested about 8 pounds of blueberries, wild blueberries, and same for wild strawberries. That's 15, 16 pounds of free food right there. All I had to do was go for a walk, for a drive, and there it was. I ordered a bunch of fruit trees this year. I might not get anything yet, um, but if I get one fruit per tree this year, it's going to help also. And I have a bunch of wild apple trees around here. Fresh weights on everything counts. All right. Work is flooding and you need help. All right. Thank you for stopping by. Darren in the house. Darren always hears what he wants to hear. Sunflower had a heat stroke. That's why it got me by 2 inches. Was it only 2 inches?
According to sunflower, I got you by 2 inches with, buddy.
Well, 2 inches is 2 inches.
2 inches. You still lost, John.
Ask your wife if 2 inches makes a big difference.
He probably kicked the dog when you said that. Poor sushi. 2 inches is 2 inches, and $20 is $20.
Nuts are fine weighted in shell too. Okay, well, last year, what Robert told me last year, and I ended up not even counting it, was I would have to go and harvest my hazelnuts. Weigh like a handful of them. Let's say everything with the shell.
Right.
Let's say I have 10 pounds.
Get an average of
Uh,
the meat on the inside.
yeah, you just take the nut and you weigh that, and you go approximately how much it would have been. But I ended up not counting them at all. I didn't have enough.
I'm glad you said that, Mr. Robert, because we got 10 gallons of pecans we picked this year that are peeled. I forgot. I get to add that to my week too.
Yeah, awesome. No maple water. Nibbles. Going again with the maple water. You're never going to hear the end of this one, Robert. Don't need maple water. I have a fridge full of milk.
You're welcome, Mr. Robert. I'm trying to be nice. There's a lot of super easy comments that's coming up right now. I'm trying to be good because it's not my rated R version. I mean, the bones and the carcasses. If you're not eating them, you know, you're not supposed to be weighing it. That's how I look at it. But if Robert says we can do it, look. I'm just giving my interpretation of it. Um, it's probably 100% wrong. So I'm just giving John, y'all contact John with all the questions. Mr. Robert has the answers, but contact John and let John answer them for you. Bro, that. Hi, Michael.
It smells like fish. It was wild edibles. I could have been, there's someone in the background lurking. Maybe it's him. I don't know. If bones are in it, when you naturally cook it, it's just fine. Yeah, like I did a few of my roosters. And all I kept was the breast. I didn't keep the bones. I waited only the breast, only the meat. But when you put chickens as whole, it's kind of hard to weigh it without
Yeah.
counting the bones. So you have to use a little bit of logic as well. Like, don't go overboard with it either. Like,
Yeah, you don't want to weigh a cow, hanging on the rack. You know what I'm saying? It's chickens. You expect to weigh a chicken because that's how you're gonna purchase a chicken most of the time, or that's how you're gonna eat a chicken. I that's why I'm not in charge of this because I'm not smart enough to. Yeah, y'all right, 100%. The chicken with the bones is right. I think too doesn't work.
and um, like last year, I got a moose, and you don't know how much the moose weighs. Like I kept the heart, and I weighted the heart, and then you bring it to the butcher so that he can do the cuts for you. And he gave me the numbers. Like I wasn't there. It could have been 116, 117. He told me that it was 115 my share. That's the number I put. It could have been 114.5, 115.5. You can't go crazy with those numbers. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not going to make a big difference anyway.
Decimal points. There's no reason to lie.
Yeah,
If somebody
exactly.
tells you that it's this, we want to take it at face value. You can't have a 30 square foot bed and produce 5,000 pounds of vegetables.
Yeah,
That's going to bring up questions. But you know, you, no nobody really questions about anything that people put out as long as it's within reality.
yeah. And that's one of the thing last year. I tried to show at least a little bit of everything on my videos so that people would know, like, okay, you really went fishing. You really caught all those fish. You really went moose hunting. You got the moose. You really did this. You really did that. Just to cover my tracks. If you're gonna heed the hooves, they count. But make that video.
I bet you got to borrow that a long time.
He smelled bones.
Smelled, isn't that like a almost like a sardine?
2 inches count for rabbits. As far
John.
as using apple peel and apple core, yes, I use them to make wine. Awesome. That's something I want to try to learn how to make wine. We have a lot of choke cherries around here, and I guess that you can make delicious wine with elderberries as well. So that's going to be for the future. But choke cherries, there's so many around here. They grow all over the place. I could make wine with the cherries. It'd be awesome. I know
I
some
got a
people
friend.
who need to learn.
I got a friend that just moved back from New Orleans back to town. Went to school together, and he knows how to make wine and stuff like that. He's super intelligent, super intelligent. I was telling him today he needs to be a teacher, or he should start at least start doing YouTube videos. But I'm all excited now for my blackberries to start making, because we can start making some blackberry wine and some muscadine wine.
I feel like I have a suspension coming, but I didn't say any name, John. I didn't say who it was. It's Darren that asked the question, and I said it could have been someone lurking in the background. You're not lurking. I wasn't talking about you. I feel like he feels
I
offended.
love that. Love that song. Weigh the whole apple.
I saw a recipe for making Jello that used cow hooves. Make the recipe, show it on video.
I've seen that video. It's on YouTube. They have different. They've done it a few times. It's pretty amazing.
You're nuts. After talking
That's
about how 2 inches makes a difference. Yeah. No. The thing was, take 10, weigh them with the shell, remove the shells on those 10, weigh them. You'll have a roughly idea if it's 10% of the weight or whatever, and then just put everything together, and you'll have a roughly good idea how much it is. But I ended up not weighing it. I forgot them in the garage, and I think the squirrel went after them. So, and it wasn't enough. It was maybe like enough for one glass of nuts. That's why us Canadians go by the metric system. It's six, baby. Maybe 6 centimeters versus inches, but it's still six. Yup. It is six. Gelatin with the hooves, not jello. Okay. Hello, Michael Sharp. Thank you very much for stopping by. The ladies know six is really three. I'm back. I'm on the move. Gotta love the tech these days. Yeah. Um, that's one of the things I like. I have a laptop for work now. I have a laptop here. I have my cell phone. Those gadgets, man. Like 20 years ago, we didn't have those, and it's crazy to think that that little cell phone can take pictures, videos. It's a real computer. You can send emails, whatever. You can watch YouTube everywhere now.
what was that little when it first came out? It was about the size of a cell phone. It was a planner or something like that, and they would
iPod?
say that again.
Was it the iPod?
No, it wasn't. It was before the iPod. It was like a. It was a little bit bigger than a cell phone, but the people would use it. It had the calendar, and you could make notes, and
BlackBerry?
shorthand. It was before that. It was
Even
like
before
in
that?
probably the late mid 80s. I forgot what it was called, but it was the biggest thing for about 4 years. And then when the smartphones came out, everything was on there already, and the company just went kaput.
Okay. I don't know. Eating crab apples without skin or core, there's nothing left.
Yeah, You use your judgment. If you want, err on the side of less, err on the side of more. It's all for fun. That's the main thing. That I did see somebody had put it, and I'm not sure if Robert answered it in the chat. Could we weigh the wine? I'm not gonna come up with that.
I'm pretty sure you would have to weigh the stuff you use to make it.
For
If you harvest, like I was talking about choke cherries, if I harvest 10 pounds of choke cherries to make my wine, I
right,
would have to weigh the choke cherries
I'm pretty sure, but
because you're adding sugar, you're adding water or whatever,
well,
and that's not.
if you make a mead and with the bee honey and stuff, you are adding a little bit of water. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, 3/4 of it's going to be water.
Darren in his comments. Jello is nasty. I use natural and flavored gelatin instead. It's all right, Darren. It's all right.
You come to the next live. You can talk all that you want because it's rated R.
Yeah, you'll be going live right after this one, and I'm gonna cut it short soon.
No, you good. Let's keep going.
All right, all right. I'm about 10 minutes late in the chat again, so that's good. We counted the pork bones we eat on the pork chop.
John.
Called the hatchery up and they wanted to buy some boneless chicks. Y'all having a good one. We didn't keep the head, so we didn't weigh it in. Yeah, and that's it. Like Shedwars, nobody's gonna go after you and call you a liar or whatever. I mean, if you cheat, there's nothing to win.
Yeah.
It's only about honor, and if you cheat to win something for honor, where's the honor in that? There's nothing there. Like
You're fooling yourself.
Yeah.
It's
And Robert said at first, like you win the right to brag. I don't even think nobody bragged about it. Like a little bit that night when we won, we bragged a little bit, but after
we
it's done,
poke fun at John. John's
Yeah.
the only person that got picked about it because John hates to lose bad. But it's starting to become a trend where John loses.
choke cherry sauce. That's something I would consider trying too. And I know Mahilan did a video where she did ketchup with rose hips. That's something I want to try too. There's a lot of that around here as well. Choke cherries are awesome for wine. I need to learn how to make it. Crab apples and choke cherries together work nicely. Nice. Yeah, like I said, you would have to weigh the ingredients that you can forage, grow, harvest, but not the actual wine.
Robert commented a little bit further down. He's like, the actual grapes would weigh more than the wine.
Yeah. So, gonna make me a plate of supper. We're still here listening. Awesome. You're suspended for 3 weeks?
Oh, yeah.
What did you do? Just seen the skunk across the road. Could not get my phone in time. Oh, I haven't seen one of those in a long time, actually. Those in Porcupine. It's been a while.
I'm going to let you knock out a few more, but remind me, I want to talk to you about the pigs up there in Canada, the wild pigs. I was reading some articles.
Yeah, it's coming, eh? It's not here yet. Well, we don't have them in New Brunswick anyway. But I know the wild boars are coming up here.
No, well, we'll take a second. What I was reading is like there's these pigs that are like literally surviving under 6-7 feet of snow, and extremely intelligent, like 2 to 3 times more intelligent than a regular pig, regular wild boar, larger than a wild boar, and they're wreaking havoc all over, and they're producing faster. They say it's like rabbits they're producing, and they're able to hide out and stay away from everything.
Wow. That can
I
make a
didn't
big
know
mess.
if you had heard about that.
Nope.
They actually
Nice.
fly. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that I just remembered it. I'm going to stop with that after. They fly over the snow with helicopters, and they use a heat sensor,
Okay.
to find.
Yeah.
They'll be 6, 7 feet below the snow, and the bodies put off so much heat that they can actually use the heat sensor to find where they're at and shoot them from the air.
Wow. That's cool. It's not fun that they're coming up here, but it's cool. They're smart.
Yeah.
And like I said, while they're dead, you will probably have to weigh the blueberries and not the wine. Heaven's Family Adventures, thank you very much for stopping by. Things work great too. 200 pound of wine counts.
I could
Really?
do 200. I could drink 200 pounds of wine a year.
Yeah. I thought that you would have to weigh the actual blueberries. Clothing and chicken, and we have 2 inches of snow on the ground with more coming down. We're lucky so far, knock on wood. Um, the winter is not that bad, and we got out of work this week. It was nice, pretty much every evening. When you don't need a jacket on, a coat on, it means it's
Makes it
nice.
nice.
I love using chicken feet. I don't use that. I don't use the chicken feet. PDA. Is that an answer to your question earlier?
It might have been. It might have been a PDA. Someone else had put Rolodex. It's not the Rolodex. It was a little computer gadget that
Personal assistant.
I think that's what it is. Yep, that's what it was.
Okay, Brenton Gardner, thank you very much for stopping by. Did I talk to you about Shedwars? Can I influence you a little bit? We're getting closer to the
To the cup.
deadline. We're missing one more to have an even number.
It's fun.
Uh,
A date book thing. Yep. It was the PDA. I'm pretty sure that's what the name of it was.
Nothing for sale counts. Yes, if
Palm
you're
Pilot.
selling something or giving
Palm
away.
Pilot. That's what it was.
This right here?
Yep, a Palm
Okay.
Pilot. Yep. It's like it didn't have a phone on it, but it had, you could take shorthand notes. They had some of them had the little keyboards you could type on. Towards the end, they were getting where you could have the touch screen to where you can use the little ink pen for it to type stuff out. You were able to keep all your calendar. It had a calendar and different things like that. That it was a long time ago. It didn't last long. It was about a 6, 7 year thing.
Okay.
Oh, Cindy Squirrel Off Grid said she sent an email to Willett Grove.
Awesome. Don't
Yes.
forget to mention your mouth can make you lose weight for your team.
If you run your mouth like I do, you end up losing pounds because you go to the marshal's office. Not the marshal, the Marsha. Want to make sure everybody that's in here that's going to be in Shedwars or the global gardening and homestead community are able to listen. You need to make fun of John. You need to make fun of John. You have to.
Grapes are heavier than wine. Weigh the grapes. I don't know. I think wine would be pretty heavy. I was thinking the rules for milk. Yeah, you have to weigh the original food. That's what I thought. You weigh the blueberries, not the wine, or the cherries, not the wine. You weigh the milk, not the butter or cheese. Cindy Squirrel Off Grid, thank you very much for being here. And you sent an email to Willow Grow to be part of Shedwars. That's awesome. Prize will be a full pantry. Yep, exactly. I'm hoping to have mine a lot bigger than the one I have behind me right now. Fun
You
bragging.
don't even have to talk smack. I'm sorry, Rim, but
Oh, go
you don't
ahead.
even have to talk smack. You can just have your little things that really, really irk John. Like that. It's find your thing and make it work. Make it work for people. Make it laugh. Make everybody laugh. Let's have a great gardening season and let's have fun doing it together. Let's teach, learn, motivate, and make friends, y'all. Come on.
Yep. Team Will It Grow is 3-1, so not so bad. If you get the first pick every year, it helps. My mom used to make choke cherry jelly. That must be good also.
Man.
Rose hips are amazing to make jelly with. I've heard about rose hip jelly as well. And yeah, they're just like mini apples. Who doesn't like choking now and then?
Brampton Gardner, she's a little bit further down. There's no minimum or maximum that you can grow if you're using it for yourself. They have people that grow in a couple 5-gallon buckets, in a yard. Some people grow on a small balcony. It's not about the volume of how much you can actually grow. It's just about showing people how you do what you do, where you're at with the space you have available or the time you have available to be able to grow. Everybody's in a different situation to be able to grow, and your situation might be similar to somebody else's, and you might be able to help somebody, encourage them enough to be able to grow. Even if it's one tomato plant, two tomato plants, a couple, a zucchini plant, anything. It's not about the amount of volume, and that's kind of where some of the stuff gets lost. The people we've been here a while, we're kind of joking about what we can use, what we can't use for weight. In the end, the weight's not the thing that matters. It's showing how you do what you do and being able to just share it and kind of teach people a little bit if you can. Um,
Exactly.
there's a lot of people that's involved with this is worried about the food situation for down the line. I'm not going to get into it much more than that because I don't want to flag rims, live. But we want to be able to teach people and to grow in the space they have.
Pretty sure you do. You can. I mean, you can heat the wild pigs.
You don't want to eat the wild boars; they smell horrible, and if they're young, they're not bad, but they smell horrible. If they're mating age, the meat's completely nasty.
Oh yeah.
But the wild, the sows, the females, you can take those. A lot of people catch them and feed them corn and a bunch of water for a few weeks to help get out the dirt roots that they eat in this area. And it is a pretty good eating. The younger they are, the better.
Okay.
But
And Darren saying the same thing as you. The young one, yes. The old ones, not as much. Robert wants us to pet everything that's dangerous.
no pig.
I'm sure it's about to ask me to go pet like a sleeping bear. Huntsville people were warned about the wild pigs. They were the big size pigs. They got loose and reproducing. I heard.
Yep.
Hmm.
I think they were called the snow pigs in the article I read.
If I ever ended up Petting the moose, yes, but he was dead. Does it count? Way too much in the north. I sent an email. Okay, so we're here now. Not bad. No moose were pet for me. How to garden? Good evening. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Yep.
See, I'm not even getting involved, John. It's not my fault.
Just be aware that John does get a lot of jokes made, and it could be overburdened. So, when you crack a joke, make sure it's a good one, but be aware that, out of the 50 people that's on here, John's by himself. So, take it with a grain of salt. He's, he can get overburdened with him pretty quick. So, if you're going to do it, make sure it's a good one. Look, there we go. Brampton Gardner got us another one.
Oh, awesome.
I didn't mean to skip ahead. I know we're getting close to the cutoff time for it. Send an email if you didn't hear earlier to willetgrow76@gmail.com or homesteadaquarius@gmail.com, telling them that you'd like to sign up for it.
Yeah, don't weigh the milk, weigh the cow. Probably more pounds.
My wife would get mad at me if I'd make a joke about that. I hope she's not watching right now. I give myself in so much.
I'll go down a little bit. Don't. Hopefully, I will have a cow or at least half to weigh it in. Don't cut a cow in half; it won't survive.
It depends what half.
And don't worry, Rochelle. Like I said, we all do it. I'll go outside in the garden. I'll eat a few strawberries. I might grab an apple, take a bite on it right away, and I won't weigh those. But at the end, what's a few pounds?
Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
And I have 5 kids. They go outside. They'll snack on the blueberries, the ass caps, whatever. I know it happens. I just try to tell them to weigh it first, but if they forget, they forget. weigh yourself before you get out. Weight doesn't matter. Penalized every ounce I had last season.
The season before last, John penalized me the last 20 weeks of the season and the first 12 starting last year. He was mad at me. Mad.
Rule what you can where you are. Totally. And that's where the marshal comes in to make sure the folks don't look for gray rules. Robert makes the rules, John enforces them. So
Robert makes them, John makes them up so he can enforce them.
And I don't think anyone will not be picked unless, if you've done something bad in one of your videos at some point where they might be afraid to even have you on a team. But if you're a good person, there's no reason why you shouldn't be picked. Well, I'm killing this so I can tune into gardening thing at 10ish and I don't kill my battery phone. All right, awesome. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Care. Thank you. Some people really take the suspensions to heart.
Go pet an orca to prove your loyalty to Robert. If I do, I'll have to make a movie on it and call it Free Remy. Can't legally hunt wild pigs in Ontario. It's going to come legal at some point when they overtake the place. It's usually what happens. They overrun, and once it's too late, they want us to hunt them. Don't wake up the bear for me. They are so cute. Wait till it's awake. Yeah. Uh-huh. And I'll wait until he's on the ground, ready to be taken to the butcher. Anything like gray hair. All right. So I'm happy that Rochelle, you're joining. And yes, we make fun, but he's a good guy. Willow Grow. His channel's name is Willow Grow. Go ahead and take a look. Give him a thumbs up. Subscribe. Watch his stuff. He's got a lot of knowledge. If you don't email, you're not in.
Gary, you better have emailed. If you don't email, send a written letter. You should have done that 2 weeks ago.
He's not busy. He needs something to do. Keep himself busy. But hurry. Cut off his. Yeah.
Butt hurt. Oh, I thought you put butt hurt. I don't have my glasses on. I think he's butt hurt.
But hurry. If you don't get an email in tonight, you will not be on John's or my team. You will be on Wilson's team. Wilson's team. I didn't even know. You should have told me that before. I wanted to be on Wilson's team. So Magdalene posted the 2 emails there. I understand it. And there's no time to hunt wild pig, which means it's totally legal. As I understand it, there is no actually time to hunt wild pig, which means it's totally legal. Same as selling water, buffalo milk. There are no regulation against. Could be. Sometimes that's the way it is. If there's no regulation on it, it can't be illegal.
Yes. Wait, I'm not going to say we're going live at 10:05. That's what time we started. That I put. If we're still having fun over here, we're not, and Rim wants to stay on, we're going to stay on. No set time to move over across. I just put that to have a time slotted. Just like tomorrow night, we're going to be doing after draft cheering and crying party for the people that in the first round of the draft. It's flexible the time. If the draft ends up finishing a little bit earlier, we'll jump over to there. If it runs late, when the draft's over, we'll jump across.
Well, I don't mind stopping at 10 p.m. and it's all good. It's going to give you time. I posted the link to your live stream,
Thank
and
you.
people can
Appreciate
follow you on your live stream after. And makes rules, and John makes up the rules to suspend sweet innocent people like me.
Sweet.
I don't want to see Remy freeze, Willie. I'm not gonna go pet an orca.
Yes.
And like we've said before, Rochelle, there's gonna be jokes going up like in every direction. If you don't want to be part of the jokes and the bath mouth and all that stuff, you don't have to be. If you just know your food and teach, that's all good. It's just a little side thing we do. As you can see, we like to tease each other up. And
Even the jokes, we try to keep everything family friendly to where, suggestive, but nothing more. No. No.
Need not apply, nor anyone that will want to take advantage of our community for any purposes, especially recruiting. Yeah. Like don't join the community if you want to start your own thing and you just want to get people to go with you.
Or try to pick up a few quick subscribers.
Yeah. And that also. I mean, it doesn't mean you're not going to get more subscribers. It just means that don't expect it to be like, it's not supposed to be your number one focus.
Don't jump on here. People. What Mr. Robert's saying is don't jump on here, join in the community, and you're going to pick up quite a few subscribers. Most of the people will subscribe to where we can kind of pay attention to what everyone else is doing, but then ghost everybody after you get the subscribers. Yep. Welcome in.
Make movie of all the wonderful things you pet for loyalty points. We have garden snakes here, and I don't even touch them. So I'm not gonna go after bears and all that kind of stuff. No, goodish person. You're nice. You're gonna be all right. I don't know. Hemil Dome said Aquarius.
Good job. Right one.
We have a great year planned with as much fun and easy rules to follow as possible. We will be wary and protective of our community. That's awesome. And back in the days, like I said, back in the days, it used to be a certain amount of videos, teaching videos you had to make to be part of, like, so that your weight would count at the end of the year to be, uh, what's the word?
Eligible.
Yeah, eligible. But now it's not the case. It's not the case. You can do as many or as not many videos as you want.
It's there for the hashtag's there for you to use. It should get you, it should get views. The hashtag, the more videos that each person puts out on the hashtag, the more potential it has for the hashtag to be more viewed. So if you're looking to build your channel, use the hashtag um, as much as you like, in the gardening, and that's what the that's what the goal of this, you know, new setup is to teach people how to grow and have it a little bit easier to be able to be found. We didn't talk about that. Shedwars. It's a great name if you know what it is. We got attached to it. In the heart, it's still hard not to call it Shedwars. But it does when it's people that's not involved with it, hadn't been involved with it before. It always brings up a lot of questions, more questions than the actual rules. So, John and Robert changed the name of it this year, and it's going to take a little getting used to some of the people that's been in it before, but it is it does fit what we do a lot better.
It's just for me as a French person, community is tough to pronounce fast. Community, 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 community.
I'm English and I still have problems pronouncing a lot of words. It's the Cajuns.
And Rochelle saying that she can take it. That's good.
57 members.
That's awesome. There are farmers complaining about the pigs, but then want to charge people money to do anything about it. Yeah. So tonight there was Wallerstedt, John, Cindy, Brampton Gardner. So that far jumped in from in here. If I have missed you, let me know. So that's 4 extra person channel jumping in from tonight live stream. That's awesome. 57 new members. Well, not new members, but 57 members total. So still need one more. It'd be nice to have an even number.
Yep. We'll give the extra one to John. That way he can't really complain when he loses 2 years in a row.
Did Julie remember to sign up? That I wouldn't know. 3 more to make 60. I think there was 62 last year. But then a lot of people ended up not finishing the season. I have that number in my head. I might be wrong. We believe the hashtag gardening homesteading skills will be powerful in helping a member's videos to be found easier in the algorithm. It would be silly not to use it. Yeah, and that's the thing. If everyone starts using it, it's should maybe a sponsor for this year. Awesome.
Yep. The more a hashtag is used, the more it's visible. So the more people use it, the more visible it gets. The more people start looking for it, the more visible it gets. It gets in the algorithm, and it takes off.
Yeah, totally. All right, so I will say goodbye to everyone. Let's get ready for Danny's live stream. I will.
Thank you so much for having me, Rim. I had a blast. I really
Yeah,
did.
my pleasure.
It's been a
Really.
while since I've done a couple live streams back to back, and it's been a while since I've been in such a great mood. I'm not gonna lie. Shedwars is kicking off. Some other stuff we talked about earlier. I'm in a really good mood and really good place right now. So it's I'm excited. Thank y'all. I enjoyed it. Everyone, new people I've met tonight, Rim, everybody, Shedwars Global Gardening and Homesteading Community. It's going to be great. So y'all come by and check it out. Even if you don't want to grow in it, follow the hashtag, follow the people that's in it. It's fun. You might want to do it next year.
Is there a way that I can just direct people straight to your live stream? I think
I'm
so.
not sure.
Redirect.
I think you have to do it through YouTube. I don't think you can do it through.
Yeah. Can I do this? No.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out, and I'm gonna.
I'm just gonna try to find out if it's possible to do it.
Thank you again. Thank you, Rim. Anytime, man. Anytime you want to do this, if I'm not at work, I have no issues. I enjoy visiting with you, brother. Y'all take care.
All right. Thanks for being here. Oh, I think I found it. Oh, right there. So that should work. Hopefully, when I'm done, if it worked, you should be directed straight to Danny's live stream. All right, so I will step out, let you guys take a little break, go get some popcorn, beer, chips, pops, water, tea, coffee, whatever you need, and head over to Danny's live stream. Take care.
Seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better.